Hello everyone, hello team. So this is our Nomoba sentiment analysis. So our team members are Smith Raval, Elvin Ibrahimov, me, Alejandro Barrera, and Bikram Lamsal. So in our project agenda, we'll talk about minutes of meeting, what we have done previously, and we'll also talk about week 5 update. So after that, we'll talk about execution plan and what we need to do to execute our goals in the project. So, and week 6, we'll talk about our plan for week 6, so the next week. And actually, we'll try to do everything on time as usually, and try to achieve our best strategies. And lastly, we'll show our budget status. So minutes of meeting. So presentation of our output. So Smith Raval presented our output to Bradley and discussed the progress made in the sentiment analysis project. Bradley then agreed to review the output and provided feedback on the findings. So then Smith Raval successfully connected with Ray and obtained the API key required for scaling up our sentiment analysis. The API key has been acquired, and Smith will check the configuration over the weekend and update Bradley accordingly. And now action items, Bradley will provide feedback on the presented output. And Smith Raval will check the configuration of the obtained API key over the weekend and update Bradley accordingly. In the conclusion, the meeting concludes with a successful presentation of our output and the acquisition of the API key. So our week 5 update, what we have done. So first thing is configuration check. We reviewed and validated all configurations outlined in the minutes of the meeting, ensured alignment with project requirements and specifications. In data processing step, we executed code on Amazon scrape data of reviews. We processed and analyzed the output for insights, checked for any anomalies or unexpected results. And the final step is communication. Sent emails to Bradley and Ray, informing them of the progress made. And then finally, we included details on the configuration check and data processing activities. Thank you. The next step is
the execution plan, how we catch up with the execution plan. So for week 1 and week 2, all the execution plan and all the deliverables were made on time. And week 5, we got an integrated feedback from our client Bradley that was already being talked by my team lead Elvin. That we've got project progress review from our client on week 5. These are the list of our deliverables that we've given to the client for week 1, 2. We made a deliverable to the client, and over the mail, week 3 and 4, we implemented our model implementations and ChatGPT API integration as well, which is our ahead of our plan. And we, as week 5, we managed to arrange a meeting with Bradley, and we presented our output, which is in the minutes of meeting presented by our team lead. So week 6, so I will quickly show you what we've got. So this is the code that I've shown you on week 4 as well. So there is a client. This is the key which we've got from client side Bradley, and we've put in on our code. And for configuration check, we are supposed to check our RPM. Request per meeting for free tier was very less, as I talked on issues for week 4. It was about 3 requests per meeting. So time sleep was configured before it was 30, but as I connected with the Ray client on the day of meeting, I connected with him and set a configuration for this API key, and we choose a tier one, and for tier one will get more RPM than minutes. So we configured those over the call, and after this weekend, I was supposed to analyze those output and how this key was configured. So setting up the time slip at 10 seconds, it worked very finely, and we were supposed to be, are getting a very prompt response from API, and those were the only configuration that I was supposed to check on over the weekend. All other configuration has been made very next to the meeting. I connected with Ray and over the Google Meet, and I've checked or we configured the API over the key. So I've run all those 5 files. This is our 5 Amazon Stack 5, which I've got from ChatGPT API, that model I've run through the uh, client API key. And this is our data. How does it look like? The very last 3 columns are the results from our ChatGPT model, and as you can see, we are getting more and more aspects from it. And our focus for next week will be talked by Vikram, but we'll be analyzing this file, and our plan will be talked by Vikram alongside.
Thank you, Smith. So as we have already discussed what we have done up to week 5, we are doing on week 5, and we are going to focus on week 6. We can see it here. So what we have is unexpected outcomes. So we need to analyze that one. So analyze recent interaction in the inconsistency what we are getting, that we are going to analyze that one. So also utilize the manual review and automated monitoring, what we are going to do in this week 6. So refine code for aspect extractions. So what we are doing here is reviewing existing code. What we have done, we will review that one, and then extracting the relevance aspects from that API output. So that we are doing, and address challenges like noisy data and irrelevant information. We will refine that one, that aspects as well. So next, what we are focusing here is promoting engineering for effective outputs. So recognizing the importance of crafting clear and specific prompts. So what we are doing is we are focusing on specific prompts there. So and what we will focus on this side is utilizing the context clues and examples to optimize the prompt response dynamics. We are doing that one. And in conclusion, what we will do is we will refine our approach to the ChatGPT API output. We are going to claim the high quality response, that the response which we are getting, and then we are going to focus on the quality of that response. So next slide, please. So you can see here our project Gantt chart. So we are here in February 11. What we have done here is first we did that data cleaning process, and then we implement the identified aspects also, and then we are now here in integrated feedback. So we have applied different models, and then first after that we have applied for ChatGPT, and then we are processing on that one. So we have got some feedback from the Bentley as well. So we are here in February 11 for integrated feedback, and then we will do furthermore. So that's it from my side, and then Alejandro will do furthermore. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I'm going to show you how we are doing on the budget side. So this week, as we had our meeting with our client, we had to put more work than usual on getting ready for the meeting and then implementing the feedback that our client gave us. So we spent a little bit more than other weeks, but as in other weeks we spent less, I think we are still doing okay. Next, please. And this graph can help us visualize how we are doing in spending our money. So we can see that we haven't still spent more than half of the money, and we are almost in half of the project. So I think we are great on this side also. Thank you so much for your attention, and this was our 5th meeting.